I'm cutting grass like I just don't care. Don't have a scythe, but I cut with style. Put the grass in a nice big pile. Chop and drop and rake and take. Good gardeners don't take a break. Soon my compost will be full. Cutting grass like an aminal.
Cutting down grass like an aminal, like an aminal, like an aminal. Oh, I'm cutting down grass like an aminal, like an aminal, like an aminal, yeah.
I was just like sitting here weeding and digging, and a wasp came down and stung me in the face. It's like some sort of defender of nature or something. How dare you burn the rainforest? I don't know, I hate those things. I'm gonna burn them too. So this one is planted with carbon, and it's the same, it's a 16-foot bed. We're a few days later than the other ones, but I'm treating it the same way. And then this one here is gonna be planted with Lucid Gem, which Dana said does well in the tropics, so it's good. I have some, we're gonna try it out. This bed is named Karen, and this bed is named Richard. So there we go. Got a couple more beds. Feels good. Like always, I'm covering them with a little bit of nice sifty compost. This compost also has some potting soil mixed into it because I dumped compost and potting soil out of multiple buckets and stuff and just was short on receptacles, so there you go. It's nice, like a seed starting mix and compost. Just perfect. Tomatoes should push up right through it easily. They're small seeds, so you don't want to bury them too deep. You want to give them a nice light something to come up through. Okay, let's take a look at what we've done in the gardens beyond Karen and Richard. You see all of the rebar stakes here have been set, and they each have a piece of PVC over them. And this bed here, this first one, is sort of a strange shape because it runs along this drainage ditch. So this strangely shaped bed is now growing perennials. We've got bananas in here and cassava and tanya. Then we have our 6 trial beds: Brian, Rachel, Linda, Christy, Stephanie, Jessica. Then we have this other weird mixed bed. I actually planted some pumpkins in there. And there's some sweet root grass, also known as vetiver, growing along the edge, which will help with the erosion. Put bananas in here. It's kind of an irregular shape. This is the 2-foot path, and then the proper beds start. So this bed here has been planted with okra all the way down, but it doesn't have a name yet. This bed is unnamed. And then here's Karen, growing carbon, and Richard growing Lucid Gem. And this is cool. You notice I have a hose right here. Yesterday, ashes. Yesterday, I put this pipe in right here. So now we have water running, and it is municipal water. Eventually, the roof up here will get a little catchment on it, but for now it's municipal water. It's not the best, but it's better than no water. And we're coming into the dry season. I just had to run 60 feet of galvanized piping down this way. So this bed is the next one. This will get moved over. See, it's got to get moved over to where this pipe is right here, 1 foot, and it'll continue down this way. And then I think I'm going to do some single row experimentations with a few crops. But that's what's going on now, and this section and this section are open for vegetable planting. But we'll see what we put in there. Maybe more tomatoes, or maybe not. And then back here, this area where it gets underneath the shade, close to the shade canopy here, this is where we will put in more coffee, and I'm going to put in some gingers and other things that like the shade. It's kind of exciting though to get this really rough area. I mean, you can see how rough this stuff is that we had to tear up. There's a lot of woody perennial weeds in here, and of course some trees we had to chop down, and it takes a lot of work to get it into shape for beds. But once it gets in shape, you know, we can just maintain it. And the funny thing we keep finding too is there's yams growing wild. That's the head of a yam right there. That needs to be dug up. because that's food. I'll tell you guys, if you haven't eaten Dioscorea varieties before, this is Dioscorea alata. I talk about it a lot in Totally Crazy Easy Florida Gardening on my blog and here. But here's another one. It's basically a weed of the jungle. If you have not cooked it before, just peel it, chop it in chunks, boil it in some water until it gets fork soft. Then mash it and put in some butter and salt, treat it like mashed potatoes, and it's really awesome. It's very good. Easier to grow than potatoes in a more tropical climate. So, there we go. It's looking pretty good, huh? Starting to come together as a garden. Thanks for joining me. Catch you all next time. And until then, may your thumbs always be green. Do you throw banana peels in the trash? Are your coffee grounds also being thrown in the trash? Do you compost ham? Are you sick and tired of all the rules about composting? Do you wish you could compost in a super easy way? And stop throwing things in a landfill? And stop being a terrible person? Click on the link below and sign up and get my new composting booklet, which shows you how to compost easily and simply with hardly any work at all. It's insane how easy it is because it follows natural principles. Sign up now. Quantities are not limited.